Good reaction. Now with each type of material, they're all going to work a little different. And as you saw with the Gemini, say for instance, depends on who's flushing the toilet and taking a shower. What's the pressure on this? Again, depending on the material, it depends on where you're going to do with the slope or the pitch of it. It's fully adjustable on each half, and because of the different sizes. We've got the minus 35 mesh coming onto this side of the table, and we have the middle fraction, the 16 minus 35 plus on the other side, and then the 16 plus is going to be coming down the little ripple nugget trap. And then we're taking the number one cons and we're putting them in the same bucket, and then separating the middlings and the tailings out. I got a little material going here, it's going fairly fast. Again, I don't have any gold in here to worry about. But we'll drive some black sand up here, and now you can see as I'm throttling back the pressure coming out of the nozzle, these fans are developing on the ends of these take-up leads. And what happens is, if I go ahead, like for example here, you can see the black sand is picking up. I can go ahead and turn up the nozzle, and I can drive that back until that's pretty well cleaned up. And then it would just be gold going in there. Where I've driven that fan back. And that's all a function of how you adjust the pitch and the slope and the speed and the feed rate of material. So there's a lot of variables to work with. Most people don't do a lot with the adjustments, which they really could. There's a lot of things they could do to improve the recovery. I've had, this has still got some mold release on it, and that's why it's bubbling up like this. As you use it, that will wear off. Usually you put a little soap on there and rub it in. Increase the feed rate a little bit. by lowering this side down, then I'll drive all those black sands this way. You can do it while you're running, but it's best to just stop it so you get the wrench on it. There's just some nuts under there that you need to loosen. I don't have any lawn sands in this at all. It's all very cold.
How about this?
A different size traction on each side.
Normally see that if lawn will come down this direction.
Don't get it mixed up. Don't get it mixed up. The fine fraction is going over on the left-hand side there, and the coarse fraction is going on the right-hand side. Then the stuff that don't pass through the screen at all comes down the middle. There's an auger feed inside that meters the stuff out based on how well you auger it, how fast you got your auger set up.
That's kind of crude, but you can see where I'm bringing the black sand down more. I adjusted it down just a little bit. Get some gold. Really looks so I got it in my... Let's see if I got something on.
Auger that meters the feed down into the sluice box and on the screen. There's those spray bars down there, those spray nozzles. The fine stuff should drop down onto the table. The coarse stuff will go on off the top of the screen down to the sluice box. They have a model of this also that has a jig that sits on top. In that case, the jig passes just one size of fines down to both sides of the table.
Do I have some water?
Pull it through.
Just going to wash that down, make sure I'm not getting any material on there. I take the carpet and I'll usually just roll it up. And I'll put that in a pan by itself. And in this case, I'll just throw it in a bucket and I just flush this out. So you can just pan that material there. And then we have, this would be normally, if I had gold to demonstrate with, that would be your number one cons. I don't know, I don't see any gold at all in there. With a very small volume. If we had more time to tune it in, we could have got it a lot better.
Usually when a guy gets this set up for his crick, does he pretty much leave it alone?
Once you have time to adjust it for your material, then you can pretty well dump and run. It's just some people want to mother it and you don't really need to. You can, as long as you're making the separations, I have no idea what that stuff is there. It looks pretty gooey. But anyway, you get your 3 fractions. Most people will take their tailings, check them. They should be barren of any gold. Chuck them. The middlings, like I say, it's also a small volume compared to the tailings. And you take that and you could rerun it later when you get the same type of material. But of course, the things you're interested in are the number 1 cons, and they concentrate from there.
Okay, how do we get the 2? Where does our split come in for the 2 fractions here?
Where does it come in?
Yeah, how do we get a 1 fraction going this way and 1 going the other way?
Okay, in back underneath here of the screen, it's difficult to see, but that's where the splitter is. And one will go one direction into the red hose, and the middle fraction comes into this other one. And the screens themselves are a cartridge. So you can take, loosen these bolts here, and then use one of them in there, and that will drive the screen out because little pieces of material get caught in there and it makes it a little difficult. But once you get it out, then you can put in a different size screen or a different cartridge or repair it, whatever you need to do. So that's where we remove that. Another thing you can do is adjust the pitch of all these different selections here and tensions, so you can tune it again into your material, depending on what you've got. You've got a variable speed. Actually, I made a mistake. It's not these bolts, although you could use that bolt, but that's what this one's for, is driving that screen out.
Oh.
And I just have it tethered there. We used to just do the bolts there. And then don't make the mistake like I do and bypass the let a washer go in there and jam up the harder. Yeah, I didn't think so. It looked like all good smooth material.